What's up? My name is Julian Williams, and I take Expedite. Some days I walk into the gym, and I don't necessarily feel like working. Take a scoop or two of this, be ready to go. It's the best stuff I've ever had. Expedite.
Those marquee guys that you're talking about, then how do we get around that and make these fights happen?
I don't know.
Typically, it would be make a pay-per-view, you guys come together.
The way you get around it is for the fight to become so big you can't ignore it.
But then it
Pacquiao against Mayweather.
it's the whole DAZN's streaming. It's not pay-per-view. That's like a whole no thing. Like that goes against the business philosophy. So that's already like a.
I'm talking more about Crawford against Spence, fights like that. Where
Wilder Joshua.
Yeah. Well, Wilder hasn't got a network deal, and nor has Joshua. It's likely Joshua will sign a long-term deal with DAZN. It's likely that Wilder will do the same with Showtime. That's when you have to come together. I will not allow Joshua to sign a network deal that will prevent him from taking an undisputed fight. I think the only person right now who signed a network deal that will prevent him fighting on other networks is Tyson Fury. But he doesn't really care. Like, he's won the World Heavyweight Championship. If you said to Tyson, like, do you want to be the undisputed champion? Yeah, he does. But he also wants to make as much money as possible. That's why he's making a lot of money for fighting Tom Schwartz. So and turned down an ordered fight with Deontay Wilder. So you have to practice what you preach in that respect.
So that said, Shelly Finkel just recently spoke to the Boxing Voice.
I saw it, very disappointing.
And said how they don't have plans to fight.
Well, I hope now the Boxing Voice that have given Anthony Joshua a lot of stick over the years, surely when you hear an interview like that, you have to say to Shelly, like, hold on. We've been backing Deontay Wilder saying he wants the Joshua fight, he wants to be undisputed. Here is a guy that for years and years and years has said one face, one name, one champion. All I want is one heavyweight world champion. All I want is this. And you let a guy come out and say, no, we've got plans, we'll talk about that in a year's time. A year's time? Like, I can't understand. If you're Deontay Wilder, why would you not fight Anthony Joshua for double, treble the money you're making anywhere else? It's there for him. You know, that's like Tevin turning down a fight for 3 or 4 times what he's making at the moment to be the undisputed champion. It wouldn't happen. So why is this happening?
Don't you think maybe he was saying that to kind of stir the pot because he called back?
No, I don't. Because I know he's not. Because I know that Ortiz has already been promised the Wilder fight. I know that Konaki has already been promised the Wilder fight. So we're not just talking about 2020, we might be talking about 2021 when Wilder's available. It's bullshit for the sport of boxing, it really is. And it's annoying because certain people without the brain capacity to understand what is happening presume that Anthony Joshua doesn't want to fight Deontay Wilder. You couldn't be more wrong. You could not be more wrong. This guy will fight anybody. And he was ready to fight Wilder a year ago, and he'll be ready to fight him in 2 years if he has to. But why can't we make it next? After Ruiz, after Brazil, if we win, why cannot we make that fight next? I don't understand.
Do you truly think that Wilder is avoiding the
Well,
fight?
then take control of your own career. You know, he always says in interviews, you know, oh, these promoters don't let you do this and you've got to be in control of your own career. If you want the fight, take control of your own career. Have the balls to step up and say, guys, I really appreciate everything you're doing for me, but I want Anthony Joshua. I want the undisputed fight. Don't let people talk you into, oh no, have another fight there. That's good. Make the fight the fans want to see. We can't make it any more plain and obvious. You know, so whether Shelly's trying to stir the pot, I don't think he is, because I know behind the scenes all these other guys have been offered the shot. You know, when we're speaking to Konaki about taking the Joshua fight, no, I'm fighting Wilder. What do you mean you're fighting Wilder? I've been told that fight's done. He's going to fight Ortiz, then he's going to fight me. And we're sitting there like, what? So you want to fight a guy you've already beaten and Adam Konaki before you want to start thinking about the undisputed fight, the biggest fight in boxing, bar none. There's nothing bigger.
Eddie, how can we have more unity and less division in our sport?
It's very difficult. It's very difficult. You have to crush the egos.
Is it all money? Is it all money to his question?
No, I think it's ego as well. Like, boxing is a business that really makes you bitter and horrible, right? But over a certain period of time. So luckily, I'm not there yet. One day I will be. And I'll be sitting there with my, and the voodoo dolls and like things like that, right? But right now, all I want is to make great fights. It doesn't mean I don't have an ego. Of course I do. You guys know that. But like, the one thing I like about Bob Arum is that you could call him every name under the sun. You could like vocally abuse him for 24 hours to his face. He'll still call you that night and make a deal on a fight, right? Sometimes I think other people don't really do that. And I think with the Shelly Finkel situation is we didn't see eye to eye, so he's decided I'm not going to do the best for my client, right? Just because Eddie Hearn called me Shirley Winkle, so I'm not gonna do a deal with him now. I mean, how ridiculous is that? Like, but I'm learning about the American like sense of humour and stuff like that. Like, I've got to tone it down a bit because we have this thing called banter in the UK. Like, I thought Shirley Winkle was hilarious. Like, everyone phoned me up saying, this is so funny. Apparently reporters were phoning him up saying, hey, Shirley Winkle, and he'd go absolutely mad. But, like, how can you not laugh about that? You know?
He is an older man, you know.
Like, people see it as disrespect. I don't. I just see it as a bit of fun. But isn't that great that you can have, like, the back and forth between promoters and, like, that's part of the sport. It's sort of like Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage, right? And that's all we are. We're all actors in this crazy game of boxing, right? So back and forth is good. But when they start taking it personally and stopping their clients from earning money, like, you imagine Lou DiBella turned around and went, no, I'm not making that fight because I don't like him. You'd be like, all right. Oh, what's that got to do with it? Fuck that, make the fight. No, he called me Shirley Winkle. I'm not making the fight.
Thank you, Eddie.